Welcome back to Mike's toy case, where I talk about the toys that I own, so you can be jealous that I own them and maybe you don't, or you just like hearing me talk about toys. I have no idea. This review slash talking about goes out to a very special little lady who requested this figure. His name is Zach, and he's very pretty. I bring you Masterpiece Prowl. So this is an official Hasbro Masterpiece figure. This is Prowl, who is a Dachshund Fairlady Z, and a very accurate representation of one. This could basically be like a model of a car. It's got a lot of really cool detail in it. It rolls, like cars do. And it's a lot of fun. I definitely like this mold. And the robot mode is cool too. I'll start here in the car mode. So Prowl, a little information about Prowl is that Prowl is, I liked him as a kid. I always liked Prowl because he's a police officer. And to me, whenever I saw a police car, it was Prowl. I've never seen a police car be a Datsun before, but I'm sure maybe they exist. Why not? Today's police cars are like Ford Chargers and Mustangs and stuff. So I've even seen a VW Beetle police car. But anyway, there were three cars in the cartoon that looked the exact same. They're basically the same mold, and even sometimes you couldn't tell them apart other than maybe the voice actor, but sometimes that was even messed up. So sometimes it was hard to tell who was in a scene and who wasn't. So this is Prowl. Prowl is the police car, like I said. There's also Blue Streak, who, I'm colorblind, so I might be wrong with this, but he's not blue to me. He's like gray or like silverish. In fact, Smokescreen is the other one, and he's like a race car, and he is blue. He's like blue and red, but he's way more blue to me than Blue Streak. So I'm not entirely sure why Blue Streak is called Blue Streak. But those three characters, those three cars, look the exact same, even in robot mode, and we'll get to that. He does come with his gun, and they always have a stupid little gimmick where you can put the gun in the car mode if you want to. His pops up here, so if you ever want to have a gun on the top of your police car, you can. Hooray! He's a very nice looking car. That's about all I have to say about it. He's got a lot of cool detail. It doesn't come with stickers or anything, but he does have he has an Autobot symbol come on, right there on the front. He's got headlights and turn blinkers, and he's got rear view mirrors and even windshield wipers. He doesn't have anything on the back. I'm sure that there are repro labels that can fix that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start transforming him. One thing I do want to talk about maybe is Prowl's character. Prowl is sort of a no-nonsense kind of loyal guy. He's very generic. To me, he's very indicative of how I saw police officers as a kid. He's actually voiced by the same guy in the original cartoon that did Duke from G.I. Joe. And whenever I hear him talk, if I can't see, sometimes it's hard to see Prowl. Prowl's on the screen, but he talks, and it just sounds like Duke is in the episode. One of the things I haven't really talked about before we get into transformation is that always Transformers typically look good on the top, but how good they look on the bottom. And you noticed in my video for Skywarp, the bottom looked very clean. Very few robot parts are clear. He has his hands here, which you can clearly see, and you can see some robot waste, and you can see a head in there. But for the most part, he looks pretty good from the bottom. And I just wanted to point that out, because I don't know why, but it's important to me that they look good on the bottom as well as on the top. And it's kind of a turn-off. I don't know about turn-off like sexually, but it's a disappointment when you can basically look under the robot and just see like a robot sitting there. Anyway, so let's go get started. So pull these down and pull them out. And after playing with this, it's very easy to see that how they could have like a Jazz figure, because it seems like Jazz would have pretty much the exact same transformation. We're going to pull the doors out here, but Jazz is a Porsche instead of a Datsun. Another fun fact, I've been rewatching Transformers. It's on Netflix. I think I said that in the last video. but it had me cracking up. Optimus Prime literally said, "Transformers, transform and pull out," and I cracked up because that's just it's kind of dirty. Okay, so we pull these out, we pull these down. The doors are open here. It's kind of looking like a mess. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's pull this top part off just to give us some more clearance working other areas. So just pull this out. We pull the top up and away, and we're going to move to his feet. So the feet are kind of interesting here. The first thing is first, we're going to split them like so, and they each have little internal like side components that kind of open up. So this is kind of neat how this works. The little window kind of pulls away from the side, and this is hard to figure out, and that kind of comes down. So it took me a little while to kind of figure this part out. And then there we go, and that kind of forms the leg foot part, and then this whole thing comes up, and then this part on the bottom folds back in just to give it sort of a, you can see it fills in a lot of the gaps on the side and some of the gaps on the bottom, and then the little window. The only thing I don't like is this, how there's like a window sitting back here, and it's very important. There's a little extra piece of plastic you get in here, oops, and that's just so from the front it doesn't look like there's a big gap right there, but you can kind of see it as you look down. The head comes up, and then this whole piece sort of just comes down, and then the arms first come back up. Yeah, you'd think I wouldn't have transformed this before, but I've transformed it many times. It's very complicated to get all these bits in the right spot, and this is the part where we need to put these back down. Oops, sorry, so I can access this, and this is the hard part to get perfect. Now I don't know if I can get this in. There's like two little holes on the bottom of his head that these little parts fit into very nicely. There it goes. So that's how that's supposed to look, and it fits in super snug. And then we push the arms all the way up again, arms all the way up and out, and we pull it out a little bit, and then the whole hood comes down to the front, which gives him his chest piece, which is very Prowl, also kind of jazz-like, which I always liked. There's basically two kinds of car transformations. There's the kind where the hood folds down and the whole hood is at chest pointing down. There's the type where the hood points out like this, and I always like the hood pointing out a little better. So we're going to straighten up his arms here. His doors fold out and flip up to give him kind of wings. The head, the back here, this little part flips down to kind of go away, and you can see he has these little cannons. Now, Prowl doesn't have these cannons. Blue Streak, these are actually Blue Streak's cannons, and that's part of one of the problems they had in the animation is sometimes Prowl did have these because they colored him wrong or voiced him wrong. So I think part of it is this is just the mold, and they wanted to give him all this because it's cheaper that way. But it kind of makes it cartoon accurate a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these away. They just kind of tuck behind here, and you can pull them. It's very easy to pop them out. And then the back just kind of pegs in the hood, or the roof pegs to the back of the hood, and that's Prowl right there. That's him. I'll give him a little once over. You can see the back of his legs are pretty hollow. I kind of wish at least that the little window parts here would fold in, but they do not. They don't. So he's got a gun. He comes with a gun. That's this right here. And just like kind of all the newer Masterpiece figures, there's little tabs on the side of the gun. There it goes. And there's a tab that just fits in right into the hand. There's actually some third-party hands that have a lot more articulation that you can buy, and there's like unscrewing involved to get them changed out, and they're like $20 for just hands. And so I haven't done that. I probably won't do that, but they exist if you ever get this and you want to do that. I bought this guy. I actually got this guy for my birthday, kind of. My parents sent me a $50 Amazon gift card as part of my present, and this guy was going for like $80. So I basically got this guy for 30 bucks, and totally worth it. I really like him. The thing that kind of grew on me that I didn't like at first were his legs. I didn't like that, especially from the side. They just looked like the side of a car. Like there isn't really anything about it. He's got wheels down there that are clearly visible. From the front, it doesn't look too bad. And from the inside, I actually like the look from the inside. I think it definitely, like that to me, looks like a robot leg from the inside. It's just from the outside that it still kind of looks kind of lame. But it's got lots of posability, which is great. So let's get into that real quick. Yeah, his head turns, looks up and down a little bit. His arms move up and down kind of like this at the shoulder because of the transformation. They move all the way around. He's got double hinged elbows because of the transformation. He's got hand swivel. It's a little tight, and his hands open up, but all the fingers articulate together. They're not individually articulated, and the thumb does not move at all. His doors also move. He has waist articulation because of the transformation. He has upper thigh. He does not have a thigh swivel. He does not have. He does have knee joints, and he has sort of an ankle pivot joint, but doesn't so much move side to side. So it could be a little better, but it's not bad. He's got lots of cool posability. You can give him kind of a cool action stance. Like so. Yeah, I definitely. This guy actually just got released in the United States officially by Hasbro. Like you can go to Toys R Us and buy him. And he's not very big. He's not nearly as big as Skywarp that I reviewed and Optimus Prime. But his car mode does fit in Optimus Prime's trailer, which is really neat. So anyway, this has been my review for Masterpiece Prowl. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you feel is in your heart. Also, fun fact, Prowl has no ass. He's zero ass. Poor guy.